Hello, Internet, and welcome once again the Free-to-Play Cast, episode 59, brought to you by MMOBomb.com, your home for all things free-to-play related. I am your host, just like every other week before it, Magicman, and I've got a couple of friends with me. The first is the only man I know that's escaped from Shawshank Prison. It's Brim, how are you?
You know my secret.
You tunneled out behind the poster of a hottie.
Yep. Through, what was it, a mile and a half of sewage?
Yeah, it's like, what was it? That was on today. That's why it was on my mind. It was I don't even know the name of the movie. It was just the Brim documentary. It was, you like rock hammers and you build chess pieces and stuff like that. Great movie. How you been?
Fantastic. I'm tired, man.
Well, you know, it is late. It is late. We are recording this at 1 in the morning our time, which means our combination of hosts might not be ideal for a show that will make any sense.
Oh, God, that's right.
Because also on the line, I have a little bit of a cold this week. I hope she doesn't mind if I'm the one that sounds like a man. It's Kaylin.
Hey, guys.
Ooh, you need to get a little closer to your mic. I don't think they can hear your mannish voice.
No, I'm close enough. Here, I'll talk like a man. That actually just scared me. I didn't know it went that low.
Well, make sure you're speaking up so we can hear you, because we've got some news to cover. We've got some bombs. We've got a ton of viewer feedback. Last week's show, particularly the topic of Scarlet Blade and or adult content in video games, independent of it being Scarlet Blade, drew quite a different viewpoint from just about everybody that commented. So we'll get to that when we get to the viewer feedback. But first, let's start it off the same way we always do, sliding over to the news. It's a sad day, guys. Brim, I can already tell that you are sad. You are the shooter extraordinaire of the show. Are you disappointed? Bullet Run, Sony Online Entertainment.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I need my Zoloft.
Kaylin could give you some bacon.
Just as good.
And we're off. Bullet Run is closing down already. Hasn't even been open all that long. They're going to close down on March 8th, 2013. So that means when you're listening to this show, you've got a little bit less than a month to jump into the... What is it, Brim? A game showy, taunty... shooter. I don't even know. Did you even play this for long terms? I know we kind of jumped into it once or twice when it first launched. Did you ever really get into it?
I don't think I ever went back after those first couple runs.
Probably indicative of why it's closing.
Well, it's SOE, which means that it's costing them more to keep it open than they're making.
Well, I mean, that shouldn't be restricted to just SOE, though, right? I mean, it's any business should work that way.
I get it.
Kaylin's selling bacon from a van business works the same way.
Gotta stop eating my profits.
That reminds me of Friday. How you be selling weed when you be smoking weed? Oh, I love that movie. So, yeah, well, here's the reason I wanted to talk about this. We're all kind of not surprised, Kaylin, about Bullet Run closing, right?
Right.
It's kind of a mediocre shooter with a couple issues here and there. But what I want to talk about is we've seen a lot of other things close recently. Kaylin, you were on the show. We talked about Bean Fun and that collapsing. Lost Saga is closing. Again, not maybe a surprise for many people, but as we get to the viewer weekly bombs, one of them has to do with that and that closing. So I want to get your two opinions. Is Bullet Run just a casualty of PlanetSide 2's success and maybe Sony's desire to push people into their other shooter? Or is Bullet Run maybe indicative of more of an industry-wide issue right now where maybe we have reached finally that saturation point and some of these lower-tier titles are finally dropping off everybody's radar, and the consumers are forcing them to close. What do you think, Kaylin?
Honestly, I think it's exactly the market is getting oversaturated, and if you don't put out a quality product, you're not going to last. The days of being able to slap together a game and say, well, hey, it's free, are over, because there's such quality games that are free to play now.
See, that's a good point that I didn't even consider, is that 4 or 5 years ago, when you put out a title and said it's free, that was a draw in and of itself, right, Brim? Just the fact that it was free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now it's almost the norm. Not quite, but almost the norm for a lot of games to be free. That's actually, I did not expect Kaylin to make that good of a point at 1 in the morning.
At 1 in the morning on Percocet, nonetheless.
You're on Percocet too. Oh, good Lord, Brim! It's just going to be you and I today.
I'll probably fall asleep again.
So do you think PlanetSide 2 has anything to do with this, Brim? Or is it just literally it was an okay shooter at best, subpar by many comments left on our website and other websites, and it was just a bad game and it closed? Or was it killed a little earlier than it normally would have because of PlanetSide 2 and a desire to push people into their other shooter?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that PlanetSide 2 coming out probably had a little bit to do with it. I don't think it was the whole thing. I think it's a combination of everything, oversaturation plus better PlanetSide 2.
2012 was the year of the free first-person shooter.
It was. It
was.
I can't play shooters, so...
Why not?
First person, anything. Give me some Dramamine and maybe I get motion sick. That's a horrible time doing anything. It's like, I don't know how I survive real life. It's just that whole, like, if I can get up close enough to the screen, I'm okay. But that whole, like, everything in front of me is moving and everything on the side, like the reverse of driving, the motion sickness in the car. My body doesn't process that kind of stuff well.
Kaylin's an 800-pound man with like 6-inch pop bottle glasses on.
It's really, I still can't even read in a moving vehicle. I get so sick. So it's just, me in first person don't do everything, third person all the way.
So that's all first persons, not just shooters. Like you can't play a Skyrim or something?
No, like if I zoom in too far and like, wow, I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw up.
Wherever you're sitting right now, by the way, you kind of broke up a little earlier. That's a perfect sound, so stay still for the next 45 minutes.
Okay, not moving.
Yeah, no moving.
I actually really just froze, too. The fun show, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm sad to see Bullet Run go. I might have played it twice after we did the initial jump-ins and talk about it. And judging by the comments, particularly on our site, it's just, okay, good riddance, So I'm kind of hoping that we've kind of reached that mark where the consumers are now making the decisions. And it's not just we're going to throw out a bunch of stuff and whatever sticks the developers keep. I think the consumers now, especially with how well PlanetSide 2 is doing, I think Sony Online is going to start looking at free-to-play a little bit differently than they have in the past. PlanetSide 2's model is really good, and I think they're now seeing profits amazingly because they have a good free-to-play model, Brim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brim. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Thanks for jumping in with the powerful insight, Brim. All right, so Bullet Run kind of gets a thumbs down just from most people on the community and the forums. If you're a fan of Bullet Run, you have until March 8th to play it. The billing will end on February 1st, so that's already over, even as of this recording. And sorry to see your game go, of course. But check out PlanetSide too. Because I think that's what Sony wants you to do anyway. Moving on. Oh, very near and dear. We should have had Domina on this show.
Oh no.
For this next topic. We're going to talk a little more about Founders Packs, but we're going to be specific this time. We've all kind of given our thumbs down on Founders Packs that sell you on a beta access or something like that, right? Yeah. I certainly have, especially on Ask MMOBomb and on this show. I think, at some point, it's been mentioned with both of you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So did you guys see the Neverwinter Founder Packs?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think, Kaylin?
I don't want to turn into a demeanor here.
She's going to listen to this and send you a nasty Facebook message now.
No, she won't. She loves me.
If you didn't know, gang, Neverwinter released, and I wrote a whole big opinion article on it on the website. Neverwinter released closed beta weekend information. One is coming up this weekend from the 8th through the 10th, and then the next one's not until March 8th through the 10th and March 22nd through the 24th. Now, predominantly, in fact, overwhelmingly, the people that get access to those betas are people that pre-ordered Torchlight 2 directly from Perfect World Entertainment, people who did the Raiders Elite Pack, and people that purchase one of 2 Founders Packs. There's 3 Founders Packs for you, Brim. I'm gonna pitch them to you. You tell me which one you want.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. First one's the starter kit. It's 20 bones. You get the Adventurer's Helper Pack. 6 little in-game items, a 12 extra inventory slot boost, a little amulet of protection. And that's it. No beta access. You want it? Or should I offer you what's behind door number 2?
Go on.
60 bones. You become a guardian of never...
That escalated quickly.
Hey, but it's valued at $149, Kaylin.
Yeah, well... Is it actually value? Is it the value they place on?
That's certainly
Because their value and my value are probably 2 different numbers.
I call BS on the valued numbers. Even in the article I wrote, it was like, yeah, okay. Valued at $149. No, it's not, because if it was valued at $149, that's what you'd be selling it for. Guardian of Neverwinter Pack, Brim, for $60. You can get access to all 3 beta weekends, a 3-day head start to the open beta, and then some other in-game stuff. Everything is in-game, nothing physical. Oh, you're not interested? Okay. Option 3. Hero of the North Founders Pack, baby. Valued $549.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to sell it to you, Brim, for a mere $200 US.
Oh! That's quite the deal.
And crayon here, and to me, it's worth $99.99, but I'll sell it to you for $5. Come on.
Like, I feel like there should be a, but wait, there's more.
Hold on, that's over a 50% discount. I need to hear what's in this.
Access to all 3 beta weekends. Again, 5-day head start to the open beta. You get a beta weekend friend invite code. And then you get some exclusive stuff like the Drow race. You can get some customizable changes and abilities, VIP game access, skip the line priority, immediate access to the Foundry. You don't have to wait until you're level 15 to access it. But you read it right, baby. $60 and $200 to get you into the closed beta and early access to the open beta. Now, knowing that this first weekend is only open currently, and again, for Perfect World Entertainment and for Cryptic, we will say that all of this, of course, is subject to change. Who has access to what weekends could certainly change. What is in different Founders Packs could certainly change. Disclaimer, real big, asterisk next to it. Certainly up for debate and change as they decide who and when should get access. But currently, this first beta weekend, you only get in if you purchase this $60 or $200 pack. That's it.
Man.
Next weekend is the $60 and $200, or the next weekend, which is March 8th, is the 2 packs and the Torchlight 2 pre-orders and the Raiders Elite Pack purchase. And then the third beta weekend is the same as beta weekend 2 right now. Again, all subject to change, of course. So, 3 beta weekends, Brim, and the only way to get in right now, guaranteed access, is if you shelled out some money to beta test a product that may or may not be in a playable condition. What's your thoughts, baby? You buy and tell me about it.
No. I don't think I've ever paid to get in a beta, and I don't think I ever will, let alone, let's see, the $20 doesn't even get you into a beta?
Nope.
Yeah, no dice.
Well, why would you never pay to get into a beta? Because there's certainly people that will. Obviously, if nobody did, they wouldn't sell them, you know?
Right. No,
I'm kind of throwing this to you two because I've certainly given my opinion enough.
I personally would never pay to get into a beta because I feel like I'm doing you a favor.
Right.
I'm testing your game and giving you input on, so you can release a quality product. In the long run, I'm making you more money by helping you. Why should I be paying? That's like me paying my boss to go to work every day.
Wait, you don't? Am I doing it wrong?
Yeah.
You know what? I can't say that. I want to take that back. I can't say that I would never pay to get into a beta, but I certainly wouldn't go over $20.
Yeah, that's my specific topic. We've talked about this before and the whole concept of, and we're all generally against paying for beta access. We all just kind of think it's absurd. Maybe it comes with age though, because we're not like early 20s or late teens. We are familiar with when we used to get paid to do betas, right? So maybe it's just an age thing. I don't know. But this one in particular, and the next one we're going to talk about, is arguably worse, is these price points, Brim.
Yeah.
I keep thinking $160. Do you know what that would buy me? Just like 3 pair of shoes, man.
Well, it's for $200. I'm going to give you a couple things that were less than that are still MMO related. And I want you, Brim, and Kaylin, to tell me which of these you would buy before you bought the $200 Neverwinter thing. In EVE, you maybe remember a while back when they launched a monocle in their cash shop for an absurd $70 price point. That's $130 cheaper than this package. Yeah. The Guild Wars 2 Collector's Edition, when it launched, was $149.99.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to think about right there. Let me put this in a little more perspective for you, Brim, because you don't sound impressed by the price yet. A $15 monthly subscription for an MMO for a year is $180 if you paid it monthly. However, most games give you a discount off of that price if you pay them for the full year up front.
I mean, I keep coming back to, I paid like $80 for the Rift Collector's Edition, and I at least got like useful things like a USB drive and a mouse pad. I mean,
yeah, there's nothing physical in these either.
I mean, it's all...
Send me a soundtrack, something.
Yeah.
T-shirt so that I can walk around, and not only will people in-game know I spent $200, but people out of game will know I did too. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against packs in general. You know, you want to put a pack of all kinds of your cash up stuff together. And Brim's a super Neverwinter fan, and he wants to shell out $200 for it. More power to both the game and Brim, right? It's just the idea of the beta access that really gets me on these.
Yeah.
Kaylin said she's buying us one, Brim.
Yeah. Really? I'd play it.
I'd take it for free.
I mean, it's just like, I mean, you're getting the one, even for $60, you get a mount, a pet, a title, I mean, I'm just
Again, all totally cool things if you just want to buy them for yourself.
What are they valuing their beta? How is that worth $149? I mean, that's what I get. What are they valuing their beta access at? 'Cause it's got to be. They must think that their beta access is worth like $120, $130, because I can't see paying more than $20 for that.
Now, we actually, as most listeners know, we record the show on Sunday evening. We did not this Sunday evening because the Super Bowl in the United States, American football, ran exceptionally long because there was a power outage at the stadium this year. So we delayed. Now, a fortunate side effect of that was I did actually get to play Neverwinter today before we recorded this show. Ironically, the client crashed twice. You would have been paying for that. And it crashed on live stream, so everybody saw it. Okay, fine. Maybe Neverwinter's not your cup of tea, Brim. I hear you. You're more a shooter guy. I got another one for you.
All right.
See if I can sell you on one of these. Dirty Bomb. You probably saw the trailer we put up a while ago for this shooter.
Mm-hmm.
New multiplayer, combat, PC, blah, 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 blah. They've got their packs as well. But you're not buying beta access in these ones, Brim.
Oh.
Nope. You're buying alpha access.
Oh, yes.
Specifically, closed alpha. I've never heard of an open alpha, so... Go ahead, Kaylin.
I mean, I've got to pay you $120 to play what is most likely going to be crap, because in alpha, most games are garbage. Like, the best game in the world is terrible in alpha. So not like, but alpha? Oh my god.
I can't believe you tipped the price point. Ugh.
Oh, I thought you said it already.
That's all right. Veteran package is $30. Elite package is $60. Both of those get you priority alpha beta access, but not guaranteed right now access. Brim, if you want to play Dirty Bomb right now, $120.
Wait, run that by me one more time.
You really are looking forward to Dirty Bomb? You want to get into some closed alpha?
No. I want to make sure I heard that right.
Oh, yeah. $30 and $60 packages, along with some other goodies. Some of them actually, you know, downloadable and or physical things. So I'm not opposed to Dirty Bomb's packages and even their price points in general, because they are giving you more stuff than just, you know, a couple digital things that took somebody a couple days to create. You're getting physical items, but they're selling you guaranteed closed alpha access starting at $120.
Ugh.
Oh, I said starting, by the way. There's two more that are more than that. $240 and $320.
$320?
I would venture
I know
a bet.
People who pay that for a rent for a month.
I was just gonna say that I would venture there's some listeners that's their rent for the month.
320. I don't think my voice can go any higher than it is right now.
I know, and it's still mannish.
I hate you.
$120 on
God.
to $320 for closed alpha.
Do they give you a complimentary reach around with that?
God.
If you buy the 240 or the 320 pack, though, you're listed in the game's credits.
Well,
again,
that is totally worth it.
Because how many people look at the game credits? I mean, come on.
I didn't even know MMOs had credits.
Yeah. That's a valid point. I don't know that I've ever...
Like, the only time I now remember seeing it, now that we're talking about it, is I think World of Warcraft on the login screen has a little button to click on and view the credits.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since I logged on, so I don't even know if it's still there. You guys have played that more recently than I have. So.
Do you really, on the login screen, I'm typing a password and hitting enter.
Right, exactly.
I ain't looking at the scenery.
Hey, and more power to Dirty Bomb and War Chest and Splash Damage and Fire Team and everybody that has something to do with Dirty Bomb. I do like one of the things that they're doing in the alpha where they're intently monitoring every game to kind of level everything out. And okay, and other games probably do that as well, but they're making a big deal about it. And if you want to put together some super awesome package for $320, more power to you. Don't put closed alpha access in it. Come on. Sorry, I kind of went off there.
Just a little. It's okay.
I got another one for you, Brim.
Oh, I don't know if my heart can handle it.
See how high my voice can get?
Marvel Heroes.
Oh, Jesus.
You haven't even said it.
I just have no hope for this game. I don't know.
Yeah, you weren't very optimistic when we spoke about this previously.
No, I just have been there, done that.
So Marvel Heroes has got some Founders Packs for you, Brim. They've got one at $20.
Okay,
and
reasonable.
each of I gotta be if you're interested in Marvel Heroes, actually do go take a look at their Founders Packs. Because there's a lot of variance across, like the starter packs. Excuse me, the starter. Hey, I told you I had a cold. The starters packs for $19.99, estimated value $30.
See, at least they say estimated value. Okay, that makes me feel a little better. Estimated instead of valued at or actual value. We estimate the value.
Well, and not only that, they have 16 different starter packs because they sell a hero in them too. So you can pick, do you want the Hulk or do you want Cyclops? That type of deal. They also have 7 different premium packs for $60, estimated value $120. And then the Ultimate Pack is $200, estimated at $750.
What?
They give you all the heroes, all the costumes, $50 of in-game currency, a bonus $45 of in-game currency, and everything. Here's the difference. What is the Founders Program with Marvel Heroes directly from Gazillion's website for the game? Marvel Heroes was built from the ground up to be a free-to-play game. Players will be able to get nearly all heroes and costumes in the game for free just by playing. The Founders Program gives you the opportunity to play as your favorite heroes from the day we launch. For an incredible value, you'll get your choice of starting heroes, alternate costumes, spanning Marvel's expansive history, special game boosts, and more. Have any questions, visit the FAQ. Notice something missing from those packages, Brim? There is no beta access. You get the items from launch.
Oh.
They did it right. At least in my book, I don't know, you guys give me your take. Out of the 3 we've just talked about, Marvel Heroes, the game that maybe I'm not as optimistic about as some of the other titles, Marvel Heroes and David Brevik and the team at Gazillion nailed the Founders Packs in my view. They put together packs. They're enticing for people that are interested in Marvel Heroes. They're doing their alpha and their beta independent of the Founders Program. You'll get these things at launch. I love the way they did this, even though I myself may never buy one. Kaylin?
I agree. And while we were talking, I was thinking back to years ago and beta and things, and I remember when I had to put in applications to get selected for beta.
Oh, that's right.
I remember
there's
when they
still
wanted
games
to
that
know.
do that, but not many.
Yeah, they wanted to know your gaming experience and things about you to make sure you were in their demographic and you would know what you were doing and be able to, not just fork over a bunch of money and, hey, I get to screw around. They wanted to make sure you were serious.
Yeah. Brim, did they do it right? Do you like this, or are you against these ones too?
You know what? I have to say they're on to something with these Founder Packs. I still wouldn't buy any of them, but I think...
But these are the ideal... If you're a Marvel Heroes fan, these are perfect, right?
Yes.
And if you want to shell out $200 and get all this extra stuff in Marvel Heroes because you love the game, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, they're at least, they're not, A, like you said, not making you pay for beta, and B, they're giving you stuff that they already sell at a discount.
Yep. I don't know. Out of the three, Marvel Heroes gets a huge thumbs up from me. Totally doing it the right way. Enticing packs for people that are fans of the game. Not trying to... How do I say this nicely? Not trying to whore their beta access out. And out of the three of them, I think Dirty Bomb's just absurd. and Neverwinter is bordering on the absurd.
Yep.
Would you buy any of these? Like, all three of us, I'm excited about Neverwinter. Are you guys?
Yeah.
Would you even contemplate, like, shelling out $60?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
I don't know.
I better get a box if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, a physical copy of the
You
game.
know, there's some that I've seen that are like $50 for guaranteed beta access, a bunch of in-game stuff, and we'll send you, like, physical copy in a pretty little box. Okay.
Yeah.
At least then I have something physical to
And, you know, and a lot of buy-to-play games do that. Somebody had posted on the site, and they're totally correct. Like, some buy-to-play games do that, where if you pre-order the game and shell out the money in advance, they'll give you access to their beta. To me, that makes sense. You know, you're giving somebody that's going to give you the money for the product anyway, you're giving them a little bit extra. You know, okay, we'll let you jump into our beta as well. Where on a free-to-play game, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when your closed beta weekends are specifically only to the people that paid. Now, they will, Neverwinter may let people from, like I have a PAX key, I have no idea when I'm getting in. PC Gamer gave out promotional keys. There's no details on when those people will get in. They may or may not get into one of the 3 beta weekends that are scheduled. But it's still like a guessing thing right now. It doesn't make sense to me in a free-to-play universe to be doing this. And the feedback on our site specifically is the same thing. These are dumb ideas. And stop making us trying to make us pay for beta access. But they've got to be making money, right? Or they wouldn't do it.
I guess. Well, it's like you said earlier, the big hardcore fans are probably going to pay the money.
But I don't even know. If you were going to buy that for over 300, I want you to, like, contact me, 'cause I just want to know who's doing this.
Put it in the comments.
I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe like you said.
Kaylin's like, if I give you $320, you better touch me where the doctor does.
Oh my!
That's so much. That's like, I mean, that's 3 weeks worth of groceries. That's half my rent. That's 2 of my car payment.
She's like, just leave my beta key on the dresser and leave.
I mean, I don't know though. I guess it's different. Like you said, though, it's different for us. I mean, 10 years ago, when I was an age I'm not going to reveal to you, and had a lot more disposable income, I may have considered 100 and something. But even then,
back in your 40s, it was different.
Shut up.
Oh.
All right, we got to move on. Leave your comments below, and I apologize. Yes, we do have Neverwinter video available. Yes, I ran Bullet Run over the entire news today. That's because the Neverwinter first look, even though it is recorded, has not been posted so that I could grab the video yet. So, I'm sorry that you had to watch Bullet Run over Neverwinter, Dirty Bomb, and Marvel Heroes, but if you haven't watched the Neverwinter first look or the Bomb live stream I did today for it, be sure to check those videos out. While you're there, come on over to MMOBomb.com. Check out a bunch of the giveaways we've got running. We've got the God's Rule beta giveaway, Broken Realm beta key giveaway. There's also a Star Trek online interview that I did for their 3-year anniversary, so check that out as well. Let's slide over to the bombs and the weekly feedback. I'm going to keep mine real easy. Do you guys mind if I go first?
No, go right ahead.
So Terra went free to play 2 days ago, as of right now, February 5th.
Have you slept yet?
I have. I actually haven't gotten a lot of gaming time in this last week. I've been very, very busy. But I kind of have an A-bomb for NMOS and what happened. They gave previous subscribers a bunch of free days in the middle of January, and then they gave us a few more free days and everything. And it was very cool. But basically it got us to like January 30th, January 31st-ish. And then if we wanted to play from that day till February 5th, we had to subscribe for a month and pay out $15. But it wasn't so you might argue, okay, they were trying to make a little bit of money right before the free-to-play conversion. Can we really fault them for that? All right, it might be kind of shady trying to get $15 out of people for 3 or 4 days, especially when from the 4th to the 5th, the game was down for 24 hours. So, okay, but I'm going to give it an A-bomb because the payment system didn't work during that time. Me personally, I did try to sub. The third party had an issue with the payment and kicked it back. By the time I noticed and tried to go back and reapply the payment, the account subscription page was taken offline and stayed offline until the free-to-play conversion happened. So from like the 30th of January until the 5th, I couldn't play. But there were other people that their payment did go through, but they still couldn't access the game. It still listed them as expired, and you had to open a support ticket and get it fixed before you could jump in the game. So, an A-bomb to NMOS. It wasn't exactly the smoothest transition from pay-to-play or to buy-to-play, or to free-to-play. Shut up, it's 1:30 in the morning. So it wasn't exactly the smoothest conversion. So I'm going to give Terra and NMOS an A-bomb, but simply for the conversion from subscription to free. What do you got, Brim?
Alright, I tried to keep quiet during our earlier conversation, but I got a dub bomb for Founders Packs done right in Marvel Heroes.
Oh, see, you liked it.
I did.
And you're not even that, like, anticipating the game all that much.
No, I'm not, but you know what? I really agree with you. I think this one, they've done it right. Again, I still wouldn't pay $200, but they've made it appealing. Let's say that.
David Brevik just, you know, even when you're questioning what he's doing, he just seems to do things right most of the time, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's seeing how he's working that makes me almost a little bit more positive about the game, and maybe I'll even check it out, because if he's done that right, which so many games are failing to do now, maybe there's something, maybe there'll be something to it.
Wow.
I know. I won't buy one.
David Brevik's
but I'll try the game.
David Brevik's turning Kalen on.
Well, come on. Everything. We need to stop recording at 1:30 in the morning. You're ruining my reputation.
Oh my.
What reputation?
Valid point. Well, maybe.
Check out Inflictious's January spoof. What reputation?
I know. Just wait. Wait.
So what's your bomb?
I have a dub bomb from, I was talking to magicman. We were just talking about stuff earlier, and he mentioned a book he's just read, and I actually have just now noticed it was released 2 years ago. So how this has flown under my radar at the rate I read books amazes me.
Yeah, same here.
But the book is called MMORPG, and it's by Emil van Veen. And I'm going to read his synopsis because he puts it better than I ever could. It says, a wave of terrorist attacks is sweeping through the lowlands of Europe. The signature is of an unknown organization. How do they prepare their strikes so well? Why isn't there a trace? And yet when Robert Barnes, I'm guessing is the lead character, finds out by accident that strange messages are being sent through an online computer game, the authorities don't take him seriously. And he's convinced he can save the life of thousands. He submerges himself in the world. He enlists the aid of a female, yay, acknowledged gaming veteran, and learning the basic rules, blah, 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 blah. But basically, it's about terrorists who are gearing up for an attack, and they're communicating in an MMO because there's really no trace of that communication.
It's a wicked good book.
I honestly, after you mentioned it, and I'm like, I wanted to read it so bad, I'm like, oh, there's an ebook, I'm downloading it.
Yeah, it's a good book, and the game that they use obviously is World of Warcraft, and for WoW fans, it's pre-Cataclysm. In fact, the launch of Cataclysm is part of the storyline. Very interesting book, and one of those things that's very scary too, right?
Oh,
because
that's
as you're
so
reading it, you're like,
true.
shit, that could actually happen. I will tell you, the one disappointing thing is that, like, the terrorists are typical, stereotypical movie terrorists, right? It's like some dude from the Mideast. That was my only, critique of the book. Was it was very stereotypical as far as who the terrorist organization was and stuff like that. But yeah, very, very interesting book. And it actually references a few things that you may want to go and look up if you're interested in the topic, Kaylin. There have actually been like CIA and MI6 and different studies about MMORPGs potentially being a communication vehicle for that type of stuff.
Oh, I've read some other stuff. Just I read a book. Well, you've probably read it too, and I can't remember the title, but they do. I mean, just the sociological studies they've done on MMOs, and just that kind of stuff fascinates me. I don't know why. Like, I don't like reading like the actual WoW books, but I like reading, like the philosophy of the different philosophy of games books, and it just, I don't know. I'm a nerd. I read anything, honestly.
Me too. So last week, we're going to jam the viewer bombs and the viewer questions / feedback all together here. Last week, we talked about, one of the topics was adultish content in video games. Specifically, last week, it related to sex content or nudity content and the upcoming game Scarlet Blade from Area Games. And I was very vocal that I was not in favor of this, and I gave it a thumbs down, and so did the other hosts as well. And I obviously, you guys, I'm not going to speak for them, right? Those hosts aren't on this show. I'm only going to speak for the comments I made. And I'm not going to apologize for the comments, and I've chatted on Area's forums and on our own forums and on YouTube with gamers who agreed with us, that disagreed with us, that have played Scarlet Blade, that don't care that we were talking about a game, they just wanted to make a point. Got tons of great feedback, so I put together a lot of it here. Did you guys get a chance to take a look at the Scarlet Blade trailer?
Yes.
Specifically, some people didn't know which one we were talking about. The one that we were referencing, and we should have been a little clearer about that, I guess, was the character introduction video where they like show them in their skimpy attire, and then they show some brief gameplay in between each thing.
Was that the one I watched yesterday?
Yes, that was the one that I asked you and your fiance, who is not a gamer. I asked her, hey, can you watch this? I actually did that with a few males and females friends of mine that aren't gamers. I just said, hey, can you watch this and tell me what your feeling was? Because there were some comments that made me think, all right, well, maybe we read too much into the area selling sex in the trailer. But I don't get the impression that we read into it too much, because that was generally the feedback. That was what your fiance said, too.
Right.
That they were selling the sex, not the game. So,
oh, yeah.
To clear a couple of things up, because there was some confusion. No, I don't think that all adult content should be removed from games. That's just absurd. I think there is a place for adult content in games. I feel cheated as a gamer when I am sold adult content in a game specifically and only because we have adult content. I hated the game Manhunt. Do you guys remember that one?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I hated the game Manhunt because it was a sell on adult violence, but just because we wanted to sell adult violence, extreme violence in a game. Wasn't a fan there. Is there a place for sex or even nudity or language or violence in games? Of course. Is there room for more adult content or more adult-oriented games? Absolutely. I feel cheated and offended, and this is why I felt this way with the Scarlet Blade trailer, because I felt like I was being marketed to as if, you know, we have adult content because we wanted to have adult content and be able to sell it. Now, that being said, there were a lot of people that felt differently. There were a lot of people that felt the same. There were a lot of people that were specifically upset about us mentioning Scarlet Blade in that discussion because they have played or were looking forward to Scarlet Blade because they were fans of the anime that it's based on. Okay, so understandably, they're going to be upset with us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that gamer mentality we all have. If you say something bad about my game, regardless of what game it is, we kind of lash out. I do the same thing. So understandably, Scarlet Blade fans were a bit miffed at me. Totally understandable. And I chatted with a bunch of them on the area forums, and I think we came to this mutual understanding that I'm only commenting on the advertising that I see right now. If the game comes out and is different or leads me to a different point of view, I of course will be the first to admit my initial impressions based on these trailers were wrong. So let's get to some viewer feedback. You want to take that first one, Brim?
Iced coffee?
You got it.
Love that name, by the way. I agree. If the character customization is so limited to where I see my clones every day, the game is ruined. I just don't like clones. Why would I play my character when I see someone else playing the same character to an extent? I want my character to be unique. So, Bomb to character customization systems like Aeon and Guild Wars 2, A-Bomb to Scarlet Blade. As a female, I feel violated somewhat. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit degrading.
And I will tell you guys that is the only comment that I picked that agreed with us. Every other comment I've picked here is a counterpoint, and that's, you know, what we do on the show, is normally give the counterpoints. The only reason I added that one is because Iced Coffee did answer our question for last week, which was, what's the one thing that can kill any great MMO for you? Iced Coffee just also happened to comment on Scarlet Blade, and shared one of the points I made, that if you're a female, maybe this is degrading or making you feel like the female form is being objectified. Shaso33 says, Bomb to Scarlet Blade and Area Games for having the guts to publish an adult MMORPG. Bomb, sorry to say this, guys, to the free-to-play cast this time, since they didn't even really look at Scarlet Blade. They saw skimpy armor, just like Terra, except probably less skimpy, and immediately judged it based on that. Don't judge a book by its cover. And again, we totally acknowledge that we were only looking at advertising, or trailers in this case. That's why we didn't comment about gameplay or anything. It was not a review like some people wanted to make the argument that we reviewed the game. No, we didn't review the game, and we will certainly do that when it comes out, or when we get access. Ironic. Says A-Bomb to OG Planet for not only closing down Lost Saga under short notice, but then moving up the shutdown date.
Oh.
Also refusing to even entertain the idea of transferring or server transferring players' time, ranks, heroes, gears, etc. Bomb to WeMade for offering a compensation for North America players, even though OG Planet is against it. So you're watching Lost Saga footage, and that is why. Ironic. Yeah, that was weird, Kaylin. They not only they shut it down, but then they moved the date up.
Yeah, we're doing even worse than we thought, so we don't have the money to pay the server bill.
We thought we could survive until April. Turns out we're really not making anything. We're going to have to shut it down in March. Yeah, and they didn't get any notice about that either. It was just like, we're closing. A couple of weeks.
I mean, I guess technically they could have flipped the switch and just been like, sorry, too bad, so sad, we're done.
Yeah, I guess. Why don't you take that next one, Kaylin?
Oh, jeez, now I have to find it.
All right, I'll read it.
No, I got it. People bashing Scarlet Blade need to get over themselves.
No, see, I'm making you pronounce this name because I have no idea how to.
I have no unison.
And this viewer was one of the ones that I kind of chatted with back and forth and said, you know what, I'm going to use your thing on the show because it's worded well, and You know, it's a contradictory point. This is an opinion-based show, and it's not just our opinions, it's our viewers too. But one of the topics we did talk about was they couldn't wait for us to butcher this pronunciation.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Unisont.
I'm going to go with you.
I apologize if I butchered your name. People bashing Scarlet Blade need to get over themselves. It doesn't target 13-year-olds and does not only appeal to them either. I'm 30 and would love to be able to play this game. Unfortunately, my rig is very old. Yes, the semi-nudity is a factor, and I don't believe that makes me some kind of twisted, horny pervert. I also don't think that objectifies women, especially since this is a sci-fi game. I'm not going to... FFS, I will not say that out loud. It's just... I will not unabbreviate. It's just a bunch of pixel boobs. It's not like there's husbands saying, bitch, go make me a sandwich. And I'm just going to stop here and ask you guys, how many times have I been told that in the game?
Oh, you and Havoc. It's just a joy to listen to you two.
What are you doing out of the kitchen?
Just sit and vent and listen to
in the
Havoc.
kitchen. Go make me a sandwich. Anyways, or have like a patriarch character that keeps the females as slaves. Where was your outraged feminism when K-Bot Online came out? That doesn't count because it's published by a small company. Scarlet Blade is a welcome fresh breath in this oversaturated fantasy. I love this guy. In this oversaturated fantasy shibby market that's really aimed at teens.
Okay, and again, great point. That's why I picked it to be a comment on the show. A couple of things, though. Where was the outrage Kabod Online? I had to look the game up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I had to look it up. There's no way I would possibly know about every game. I think that would be an unreasonable expectation anyway. I actually had to look it up. And yeah, Kabod, even on their own website, it's selling adult content specifically to be able to say we have adult content. I guess maybe I'm in the minority. I just think that if you're going to put adult content in the game, make it organic to the game. Brim, you and I were talking about this, and I used God of War as an example. In God of War, there's a threesome scene. And there's nudity, female nudity, in the chesticle region. How am I supposed to say that, being polite?
Shit, you went with chesticle.
And I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it fits what the character's doing. It fits what the character would do. It's organic to the storyline. It's not adult content for the sake of adult content. I'm sorry I made Scarlet Blade fans mad. I am not sorry for my point of view because it is only my opinion, and it's only based on the limited amount of information I had at the time. So I don't apologize for my comments. I apologize if I made somebody mad with them. Bratwurst says, community, yes, I would agree here. This is the single biggest thing that can destroy an MMO. It's a big letdown when a game has a bad community. And this is what worries me when it comes to Wizardry Online. Think about it. Open PvP would be player killing to a whole different level in that game. It would literally make new players avoid the game in total. The only people who would probably be still playing the game would be guys who know what they're doing and maybe the beta testers, while new players get the short end of the stick and just get looted by the PKers. It's pretty much going to be .hack all over again. Bratwurst, great. I mean, we talk about League of Legends community all the time and its impact. Wizardry, I think you should give a little bit of a chance to, though. If it's your type of game, which you'll know immediately if you start playing it, whether it's your type of game or not. The PKing is not really as big a deal as it was initially advertised it was going to be. It's definitely not a game that's everybody's cup of tea, though. Like Brim, I don't think you're going to be a Wizardry player, are you?
No.
I think Brim's going to fall asleep.
Ray Marie says, this is one of those rare gems, talking about Scarlet Blade, of an MMORPG where it just throws you off guard. If you hadn't played it and only see the quick reviews from people who have not played it thoroughly, you will get a bad impression. So Ray Marie totally understands where I was coming from as far as what I had seen and what I had commented on. But Ray Marie goes on, after you're actually playing the game and can see past the nudity, you will notice how beautiful the game really is. It offers a very fun experience that very few free MMORPGs can offer from the very beginning all the way up. Once you hit level 17, you'll be given a giant machine that you can ride in to rip things apart. You'll find many CP potions later in the game, so CP isn't much of an issue to run the machine. At level 21 plus, you'll start finding power suit armor that can help you in PvP. Also in the 20s, the nightclub becomes available. The nightclub really shocked me and many other alpha testers since it's not something you expect to have in a game that's so awesome to some in real life. It has a bar, and yes, you can get a special drink there and get drunk. Ha ha ha. Let's also not forget about the quests that are the most fun to read of any MMORPG out there. And Ray Marie says this. Some other people gave me this information too. It said the game's just absolutely hysterical as far as the dialogue and stuff. There's so much work that needs to be done on the game, though, but remember, it's in alpha. The only major problem at the moment is the quest tracker asking to kill the wrong mob 75% of the time. But the auto router points you in the right direction 100% of the time, so it's nothing to really worry about. I reached the level cap without asking too much from other testers in the alpha, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Could we have been wrong, Brim? Sure. But we haven't played the game itself yet. That's why we did not commentate on the game.
Right.
Maybe Area's just not doing itself any favors, or hey, maybe Area's doing exactly what they want to do. They're advertising. Sex sells. Like it or not. You know, I may not like it, but sex sells, right?
Right. I mean, we're not
Kaylin's offering to, you know, do things for beta keys. So.
I am not. Oh, my Lord. My Twitter's going to blow up.
What?
As soon as the show goes live, I bet you people are going to be like, are you really?
Both Brim and I were like, did she just really say that?
Say what?
We're going to look like, hey, how's about you and me share a beta key?
See, that's exactly what I'm expecting.
John Egg Shinigam says, assuming this game is nothing but eye candy without trying it is honestly the most sexist things you guys could do, and in that, I think you did so amazingly. Dub bomb to Scarlet Blade, which I wish was still Queen's Blade Online, for being ballsy and pulling it off astoundingly well with immersive gameplay, and an A-bomb to anyone who's so ignorant and immature they themselves can't see anything but big breasts. Write the game off and continue on their day. They're the real sexists, that's the problem. The reason I say that is simple. Would it be a huge problem if, with you people, if it was an all-male game? Bitching about gender locking. I'm sure it's big, strong males in awesome... But if it's big, strong males in awesome-looking armor, of course you wouldn't care. Gotta disagree a little bit. I hate gender locking regardless of which genders are locked. And I don't... And some other... This was like a common occurrence in in some of the comments, Brim, was some people tried to make it an argument that it wasn't, right? You know, there was I don't care about gender locking. If it's all female or all male, it's fine. I hate it either way.
That's what kills a game for me, to be honest with you.
But I can understand, you know, Johan,
Shennigan.
You know, Scarlet Blade fan, upset with us because we gave an opinion on the amount of info we had seen at the time. Again, I'm not sorry for the comments, but if I made you mad, I'm sorry. Certainly don't want to make you mad. It's all right for us to disagree. Meatbag Whammo, my answer to the question of the week is pay to win breaks an MMO. I got into the Combat Arms beta really early into the phase. After the first week or two, I was MVP or top of my team on almost every match I played. Really liked the game, even though it did seem a little clunky. Would have played it longer, but then they added a cash shop, and it went downhill so fast a mudslide would have a hard time catching up.
Like that.
What's that next one, Brim?
Warhammer's Rule. Hi guys, keep it going. You rock. My answer to the, I think it's the question of the week.
Yeah.
Is if my friends quit the game, I can't play it. Even Aeon. I was top player in Parento server for a week, but top 3 for like 4 months. And my best friends who got me into the game quit. So with all the things I had, I could not play. I got bored after a week. Now that's the thing that gets me out of an awesome game.
That'll make me leave. Although you still play Star Wars. Apparently it doesn't matter if anybody you know plays it.
I have one.
Friends.
I have one friend that. Well, can you call him a friend? Bracken.
No.
He still plays.
Yeah, he's a friend.
He doesn't listen to the show. He's not a friend.
He listens to the show. He'll send me a message every once. He doesn't listen every week, but he'll send me a message when he listens to one.
He'll listen to this one, and I'll get a Facebook message.
There you go. It'll be the one he listens to. Black Arya says, I know this has most likely been said, but my pet peeve would be how SWTOR went free to play. I despise how they're going about it, and I don't support a company that does that kind of stuff. I love and hate the game at the same time. It's become that WoW. It has become what WoW took 5 years to become for me. I was in closed beta for a long time, almost a year, I think, and I've been playing since till about a month or so. I only stayed this long because I had a high hope for it to change for the better. So maybe, Brim, you should hook up with Black Arya and play some SWTOR.
I should. I'm on the Shadow something server.
Go ahead, take the next one, Kaylin.
Okay, the next one is Air Splash. Thank you for giving me a question of the week. Over-sexualization of characters, such as in DK Online. I don't want to see a female character with a greatsword running at a monster wearing nothing and in high heels. I just get tired of seeing it in games. Notice in games. I know why they do it, but a game where they don't do it would be a nice change.
I'm all for Air Splash's opinion here. I'm tired of seeing it in games too, but in real life it would frickin' rock. I mean, it would just rock. Neo Phantom says, to me, what kills a game is the noobification of content. When they take off the challenge of the game, either by nerfing the dungeons or buffing the characters too much. Kills all the challenge there was, making a very boring, easy game, and a complete change of gaming experience. I'm not talking about fixing what's broken. I'm talking about endgame or hard content that was meant to be hard. Then, after a few months, years, they make it easy mode. I agree with you up until months, years. I don't think years should be on there. If people are still having problem with the content 2 years after it was dropped, it probably is warranting a little bit of a nerf. Cataclysm just launched. We're not getting an expansion because it's been 2 years. Nobody's beaten it.
That's why I quit playing WoW. I got tired of the nerfs.
Got tired of easy mode, huh?
Yep.
Well, that's the viewer comments, gang, and we did a lot more than we normally do because I wanted to get a lot of the Scarlet Blade feedback in from people that had different points of view, and some were nice about it, some weren't, and that's totally okay. We disagree on things all the time. We'll check out Scarlet Blade when we get access to it. If I'm totally off base by my assumptions based on the trailers, fine. Hey, I'll be the first to admit it. If not, then I guess people will still be mad at me because I'll feel the same way. I don't know. But gender locking sucks either way. So let's throw it around for the final word. I'm dying here.
Holy crap! Are you okay?
Let's throw it around for the final word. Brim, you're up first.
Oh, guys, thanks for another great week, another great show, as sometimes. Yeah. I had a couple derps this week. I have just been so swamped lately that I'm not going to be able to read any this week. But the next time I am on, I promise I will read a couple.
Sounds good.
Won't just read
Where
one.
can everybody find out what you're playing?
Hit me up on the Twitter at BRIMTTIN.
Sounds good. Kaylin.
Another interesting show. As usual when we record this later.
Where can everybody follow you?
Oh, you guys can find me on Twitter. One of these days I'll remember to tweet, I promise. It's like an event. When I tweet, I get cheered by like 20 people.
Well,
but you can find me on Twitter. It's at Kahlyn, KAHLYN, and the number 2.
Perfect. Question of the week this week, gang. Terra is now free to play. Raiders is getting an expansion pack, so I want you to answer. Is it Terra or is it Raiders? Which are you playing and why? If you're not playing either, give me that too. While you're down there, make sure you don't forget your weekly bombs, so important to the show. Put them in the comments below. Click like, subscribe. Come on over to MMOBomb.com for all things free-to-play related. We are your home. For Brim and Kaylin, I'm Magicman. You can follow me on Twitter at magicman1, MAGICKMANN1, or hit me on the email at magicman@MMOBomb.com. Thank you to my friends over at the area forums for some awesome Scarlet Blade chat, schooling me and even offering to take me through whenever I get access to the game. I will take you up on that. So long, gang. Stay safe, and we'll see you out on the servers.